What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 4 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Malagor Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Khemri and Settra himself have both been cast down, and though a few settlements remain to the faction, 4 namely, including by the looks of it some in the presumable territories previously held by the Bloody Hands, they are fairly weak compared to Khemri itself, which is no longer up and running. Malagor has unlocked his second army, Magok the Bloodhorn, who will lead the hordes of Khorne with a sort of inner circle of Khorne-touched Bulgors, as well as some, well, eventually Khorne Gors, chosen Khorne Gors, maybe a few flesh hounds and a slaughter brood or two if we can manage to get one in there. Blood beasts, there's a lot of good options. Oh, Gorgons are pretty Khornate. We've also got Minotaurs of Khorne potentially. Yeah, hopefully we can get that alliance going with Scarbrand as soon as we can. Anyway, in terms of what we got to do this turn, though, we are I mean, we're right beside the Black Pyramid. I can't not attack it, you know? So we're just going to try. So here's how we're going to do this. We will first move into Hidden Encampment right here. Hopefully not too close to the place. Yes, like so. Then Magok... Oh, that was too... Okay, go here. Magok, I would like you to go into raiding stance, and then, actually would have been nice to raid with Malagor as well, but nonetheless, you're gonna go here and stay in raiding stance for now, and we will take the 4 Razor Gore herds, just for now, for a few seconds. We'll get them back in a bit. Then, I would like Malagor to go and raise our first Khorne Gore, and I guess grab a couple... I mean, it's a Khorne army. I'm going to say unshielded Gores, like so. And then we'll transfer them to this army, and we'll spend 1 bit of cash on the Blood Shriek Chimera right there. Actually, since we're getting stuff, may as well just grab all of these regiments of renown for now. I mean, it feels weird not to be using them, especially since for our faction they're free, you know? So, yeah, that's how we're doing it for this turn. Otherwise, I believe we're good to end the turn and proceed. We no longer have the bonus to the Winds of Magic Power Reserve. We're just going to have to raid a little bit more. Go figure. All right, unassigned skill points. And who has unassigned skill points? Oh, Mr. Karak, you are going to... anything of significance here? Raiders is nice, but I'm going to say Primal Instincts for the next fight. We could probably use Foe Seeker and Heroic Killing Blow, but just generally speaking, there's a lot of good stuff to go through. Anyway, skip and... actually, wait, one other thing. Bray Shaman. You know what? Let's get this Bray Shaman. Hexweave Ritualist, because it is a shaman with feral rage. What other kind of caster would we put in a Khornate army? And yes, it's odd perhaps to put casters in Khornate armies, but with the beast lore we have Vissen's Wild Form, Pan's Impenetrable Pelt, and Curse of Anrahir, and even Transformation of Kadan, things that are either summons or just buffs and debuffs. Khorne is perfectly fine with those, and just not damaging spells, I think, so I think that'll be fine. Actually, honestly, even Flock of Doom is summoning a bunch of crows, but I think we'll forego using that. Anyway, we'll grab 2 points in Vissen's Wild Form for this particular fight. Maybe even grab 2 points in Pan's Impenetrable Pelt. I don't know whether we'll use it immediately, but we'll do this and then Wild Heart, like so. Alrighty, that looks good. And frankly, we'll probably want another Beast Shaman in this army as well, but probably a different traded one. Anyway, let's end the turn. I'd like to also spend some of our dread to unlock a couple more heroes, but also B, to unlock the... Queek, what do you want? Trade agreement? Yes. Why not? What was I saying? Wanted to unlock something. Oh, a few more Khorne Gores, obviously. The Khorne army is going to need plenty more, and they are fairly costly in terms of their dread. I feel like there's like a Morsley buff that will reduce our dread consumption that we may want to keep an eye out on. Why did... Okay, the game went to look at Numas for some reason, but whatever. Anyway, what we want to do is this. Magok the Bloodhorn. I would like you to go here into regular stance. I would like you to trade Alright, yeah, I guess trade. Alright, trade with Malagor. We could do this right. Take the corn gores and the gore herds and give him back 3 rays. Dissatisfied. Whatever. Just gonna have to deal with it. And we wouldn't be able to give back all of these guys. I mean, it is what it is. You could probably keep a couple of the piggies. Alright, keep the one for now. And we'll deal with it later. Alright, then I would like Mr. Blightbringer, Goraz the Blightbringer, to go into Magog the Bloodhorn's army. Then I would like Magog the Bloodhorn to go here and besiege the Black Pyramid of Nagash, declare war.
You defy me?
Like so. Then, while that is besieged, I would like to activate Mr. Malagor, rather, and have him attack the armies that are sitting outside it without drawing out the garrison. And what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, it's a big old pile of trash mostly, though obviously we could still get overwhelmed and we have to be careful. It still says valiant defeat and all that. Well, let's do it. Alright, shyish indeed, my friend, shyish indeed. Here we go, one angry flying goat man versus 12,000 skeletons. Who's gonna win the prize? And while obviously it's not Malagor by himself, this is effectively the perfect situation for him. Basically like fighting a giant pile of Skaven slaves, the giant pile of low-armored skeleton warriors with low resistances are going to be incredibly susceptible to Flock of Doom spam, and now we have plenty of mana to be using it with, so should be racking up a massive amount of damage and kills with Malagor. Let's see how high we can go. Now obviously this is also the debut of several regiments of renown. We've got the Salamanders here, i.e. the Black Horns Ravagers, who do look pretty darn good, you have to admit. Oh, I thought for a second that the helmet that they had was their actual, like, I don't know, like a mutated sort of a jaw thing there, but it's just their helmet. It's a pretty cool one, though. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. These guys look pretty awesome. And then we got the Destroyers of the Drakvald, the Regiment of Renown of the Ungor Spears with shields, but they do have poison application. I guess kind of echoing the Spears with poison of Nekesh's Scorpion Legion on the Tomb King's side, which I don't think they have here, but you know. The unit exists is what I'm getting at. Then, of course, we have the Bloodshriek Chimera, which is floating around up there somewhere, which we'll be seeing plenty of, and Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run, which are a throwing axe variant of the Centaurs, as well as the somethings of Goros, Sons of Goros? Yeah, Sons of Goros Centaurs with great weapons as well. Obviously, Centaurs look so tiny and thin by comparison to Bull Centaurs, but nonetheless. Anyway, we've started the battle off with getting 25,000 damage by dropping a nice big Flock of Doom on several of the units. Here, only doing about 10 to 15% damage to them, but that is only the beginning of the mass Flocks of Doom. And looks like there's even some artifacts of the ability left over. I don't think they're still being affected by it, but, well, it's Malagor, so crows everywhere. Anyway. Looks like the enemy doesn't want to move towards us, so we'll just annoy them a little bit until we move towards them, and our new Cornate Gorbull, or Doombull rather, will be the one to lead. But of course the Doombull, Carrick Stoneheart, will follow along as well. It looks like that Doombull is actually more heavily armored, maybe? Than or the Gorbull is actually more heavily armored than the Doombull? Or does it just seem that way? I feel like there's more armor plating on the back here. That's kind of interesting. You'd think that the Lord would be more armored, or perhaps the Lord is so mighty he doesn't need pathetic armor. I mean, it's not like he needs a great axe, he just punches you to death, and, well, it works well. Anyway, we've gotten a few of the enemies to blob up around us, and hopefully that has sufficiently annoyed the enemy to move towards us, and looks like indeed it has. Time for the Flyers, acting in a nice little blob. One of these is not like the other. The Praeton's in there together with the Manticores. Will all together touch down upon the single unit of poor Ushabti with Great Bow. Can't have these guys firing away at us, or firing away more at us. They've hit the Bloodshriek Chimera a few times. Unfortunately, bad choice on their part, as the Bloodshriek Chimera has the perfect Predator ability. As long as we move away and stay on the ground, we can restore up to 25% of its hit points. Sorry, Ushabti with Great Bow, and soon we will bid you farewell. In the meantime, big old flock of doom drop on a massive blob of enemies, and the regular Flock of Doom will be joined by the permanent Flock of Doom here, unending Flock of Doom. We just also got to get to the Banner of Madness, I think it is. There is a banner that gives the same mini Mortis Engine effect that I believe Jabber's Lights have to whatever unit it's on, so put that on Malagor as well, and just keep combining those. Even though the Mortis Engine effects seem to be more of Malagor's, Morgur's purview, but nonetheless. Anyway, another Flock of Doom and a big old penumbral pendulum through the thousands upon thousands of these skeleton warriors sees them deleted, and Malagor already up to 500 kills and 100,000 damage. And the second two armies have not even started moving on field yet. Malagor is absolutely gonna clean house here. Again, this is just a silly fight in the sense that without the garrison, without the constructs and strong units, this is all absolute garbage, and the poor skeletons have no chance here. If this was Vampire Counts, and if they at least had some, I don't know, some corpse carts with them, they would have been able to make all the skeleton piles a lot stronger, but not like this. Anyway, I do believe we also have a single Khorngor unit in here somewhere. Damn if I know where, though. Is it here? Yeah, there it is. I was looking for you, Khorngors. Probably should have looked for the bright, obvious red color. Huh. Looks like half of them almost have their eyes covered, but I guess they can see through the chainmail. Anyway, these are the regular Khorngors with their great axes. Eventually, we will join them with the chosen Khorngors, which are twin axe variants instead. And it's going to be some fun Khornate times ahead. But I assume it's going to be a fun every type of Godgore army, or every type of Godgore times ahead. Anyway, Giant is still in the middle of the formation. Alas, I don't think we will have room for a Giant in the Khornate army, especially if we want to put Gorgons there. Though at the same time, once we get Torox, he's definitely going to want Gorgons, and I don't necessarily want to have Torox's army be too similar to... too similar to the Khornate army. I'm thinking maybe with Torox, obviously aside from the obvious couple of Gorgons, and we could put the Bloodbrute Behemoth specifically into the Khorne army for obvious reasons. But anyway, perhaps what we can do for Torox is have him joined with like 4 Gorbals or something like that. Have like a little command squad of these 5 extremely nasty heroes, because Torox is already so incredibly strong. I kind of don't want to overdo it with him, as his army becomes way too strong and everything becomes too easy. Obviously, he'll have a massive pile of Minotaurs still and some Gorgons, but anyway. Anyway, like the Skaven, the tide of the undead never end. More and more are making their way onto the battlefield, and everybody's gonna be racking up a massive kill count, especially Malagor, who I assume has... That's not Malagor. He's in here somewhere. Oh, there he is. He's up to 1,200 kills, not so bad. And how much damage? 200,000 damage, and we still got reinforcements making their way onto the battlefield. Plenty more skeletons, hundreds, thousands more skeletons. And any enemy that is a critical target, we simply move all of our flyers together to attack. Now, typically, you want to use the Feral Manticores as teams of 2 or ideally 3, if you can, but here we're just moving them all together. Again, these are such basic units that we're not super worried about our main line needing the help. And speaking of the main line, here comes more Flux of Doom in the spell and the Defiled Crows summons as well. Our piles of Gores and Ungores, the Regiments of Renown, fighting well together with the rest of our units, and wouldn't you know it, another Flock of Doom. And of course, all of the enemies are taking the Flux of Doom, but also the Unending Flux of Doom and the Bleed and the Lethal Poison from everybody here. Plus, when the Giant is in combat, Trample. Yeah, too bad we don't have that. Too bad we don't have that Jabberslith effect as yet, but eventually we will. So we will also be able to hit them with the Spurting Bile Blood and the Aura of Madness. It's gonna be good. Alrighty, just a matter of time. Now, the critical thing about this particular battle, one of the reasons I decided to keep the Harpies back, is we need to preserve as much HP as possible, which means being very careful. We've already taken some damage in the Sons of Goros here. I believe they were fighting a unit of... was it Necropolis Knights? I don't remember what damaged them. Well, they were fighting something. Oh, I think they were fighting the Ushapti here. Yeah, they were fighting the Mala Ushapti, and together with the Warhounds took them down. But anyway, what I was saying was we need to preserve as many units as possible. The actual fight will be not this battle, but the next battle with the garrison and all of those elites that they have. Tons and tons of constructs. I think they have a Bone Giant and a Hyro Titan, as well as whatever else. Tomb Scorpions, lots of Ushapti, etc., etc. Actually, no settra, but, you know. Gotta add insult to injury. But anyway. This is why we need our units in as best a shape as we can get them after this fight. And yeah, my PC is starting to get angrier and angrier with all of these models left on the map. I guess there's still a limitation, though. I don't remember what I have mine set as, but yeah. Or maybe it is unlimited, I don't know. All I know is that there's a lot of them on the field. I mean, just look at that, good lord. That said, the enemy is just about out there. The fields are littered with skeleton warriors. And the Flocks of Doom have defeated them. I'm very excited to see what the final tally in terms of the kill count and the damage count is going to be for Mr. Malagor after this heroic victory. Alrighty, there we go. 11,000 skeletons, well, smashed to bits, and little Ushapti units survive. It's kind of annoying, but anyway. And Malagor got himself a solid 3,000 kills and 400,000 damage. Now, obviously, you know, killing 11,000 skeleton warriors is completely unimpressive, especially as these are Tomb King skeleton warriors, which are worse than the Vampire Counts warriors by virtue of not having support-capable units really available to make them powerful and all that, and of course the inferiority of the Tomb King healing compared to the Vampiric healing anyway. This is a battle that's similar to destroying four stacks of Skaven slaves, especially with Malagor's own brand of magic being particularly good at unit clearing. So let's just say it worked out well for us. We will not take the money, however. We are going to heal. 400,000 damage. Anyway, we're going to heal because this isn't the real fight. The real fight is at the Black Pyramid itself. So did that one unit actually survive? It did. It did actually survive. So this is like the Dead Reforged, I guess? Huh, weird. Not a big deal. Slightly annoying. Pigeon Plucker Pendant. It'll actually be helpful in this army. Alrighty. Then we will want to break the siege with Magog here. Okay, then we will want to besiege it. I should have chased this down. We will want to besiege it with Malagor and then start building siege equipment. I'm hopeful that they will just sally out, but we're going to have to wait and see. Are you still able to raid out of curiosity? I guess you'll want to go into ratings so that you can just build up your bestial rage. And your magic, weird as that may seem. But anyway, Malagor, only one level for that. But again, I guess, you know, trash mobs and all that. What do we want to go for? I guess since he's casting a lot, we'll probably want to get all of our passives as well as Doom of Mankind for that Winds of Magic cost reduction. Portents of Doom is kind of a waste of a point in my opinion. Maybe 1 point just for terror, but we'll see. I do like the hero action success chance for Bray Shamans. We're going to use them to steal tech, quote unquote, whatever the challenges of the gods speed up thing. As stealing tech sounds weird for Beastmen. Anyway, you can, you know what, just get training, because I'm going to keep looking at that and it's going to bother me. And then Magok, you're level 3, let's get you Presence of More Sleep. You will want to get Fury of the Herd as well really early, because you're going to have plenty of those corn gores and such. Goraz the Blightbringer. I mean, we could max out Pan's Impenetrable Pelt here. Yeah, let's do that. And then what other possibilities do we have? Upgrades. Yeah, we're not spending money on that, though I do expect... yeah, see, we got 13 military presence here, so these guys are probably going to come in and take out Springs of Eternal Life. Do we care? No, not really, but... slight annoyance, I suppose. But we haven't invested in that one in the same way that we have here, admittedly. Anyway, I guess we are going to end the turn, and then hopefully they will sally out. If they don't, we're probably going to have to back Magok off, and then have Malagor fight by himself. It's a distinct possibility. Let's find out. Skip, and turn. Oh, what's his face? Oh, we should try to get the defeat trait from Volkmar onto Magok as well. He can definitely put it to good use. If it's possible. Alright. Oh, they're actually coming here. Well, that'll make it a little easier. Huh. Wait, they're both... will they reinforce? They will attack us. They will attack us together. Wow, this is a weird combination. The undead of the Black Pyramid together, working together with Volkmar to go after Malagor. Still, it's going to make the battle much more difficult. Yes, alrighty, and we're just going to have to see if we can pull this off. Still says close to feet, mind you, but there's a lot of range units this time, so at least on the bright side, that'll be a lot more work for our Harpies. Go. Alrighty, here we go. I was certainly not expecting to face off against both the garrison of the Black Pyramid of Nagash and the main stack of Volkmar the Grim here. Definitely iffy now in terms of our capability of winning this, but we'll do our best. Thankfully, we have our second army with us, and it's a lot more devastating than it would be otherwise. Anyway, nice to see the Manticores, the Chimera, and the Scourge of Arden Praeton working together. And they are quickly tearing through that poor Tomb King, who decided to apparently lead this attack on us. Which is kind of interesting, and... okay. I thought I saw him get sent flying. Either way, he goes down, no problem at all, though these guys do get hit by a Curse of Joff briefly, which does damage them. Anyway, we are hanging all the way back. I'm interested to see how the AI will play this in terms of deployment. Will it just rush us? Will it allow us to hit them with a few nice flocks of doom like so? Well, that's one. I got more where that came from. It's going to keep floating around and dropping those flocks of doom. Ooh, although the enemy will attempt to hit back as Malagor takes nearly takes one of the Shem's Burning Gaze available to that Hyro Titan. Jealous of the Hyro Titan as always. Still probably the coolest looking unit in the game. You gotta love these frickin' things. It's going to be a huge issue bringing this big boy down as well. They are so incredibly tanky. Love to see the Tomb Kings in the shadow of those pyramids, and I know I've said this before in many a campaign, I really love fighting in the desert, because the lighting is perfect, the terrain is nice and flat and simple, you just get to see the glorious fight everywhere. Anyway, we are going to start off by summoning the Defiled Crows ahead of the main line. Their purpose, to come down upon the enemy war wagons. War wagons are a huge threat in SFO and will absolutely snipe your single entities, snipe your heroes like nobody's business. We cannot have that, so we will focus them down with all of our flyers and block them off so that they hopefully cannot run, while the Beastmen, Giant, and the others close the distance. Malagor will instead lead the rest of the war herd into the biggest blob of humans he can find, so that he can hit as many as he can with his Flock of Doom. He isn't needed to help out against the single entities, because he's not really a duelist or a single entity killer, he's an infantry killer. Anyway, here we have the Flagellants facing off against the Korok's Man-Rippers? No, Blackhorn's Ravagers. Yes, Korok's Man-Rippers being the best Tagore regiment right now, but anyway. Well, these guys are certainly using those whips, not just their axes. The whips aren't just for show, I guess. I really wish we could use this. I mean, it often happens with the Regiments of Renown where I find myself wishing I could get a full army color scheme that would echo them, right? Alas. Anyway, how are these guys doing? They seem to have been one-on-oneing this unit of Flagellants. They take about 50%, 55% damage themselves, but they've killed off this unit of Flagellants. On the bright side, we were pretty much able to destroy poor Volkmar's army, or at least severely damage it, as it went ahead and attacked us by itself, while the much slower-moving undead units were not able to quite close the distance as fast. As they did start closing the distance, though, we have floated over them, or flown over them with our Air Force. 2 units of flyers, a pair of Manticores here, a Manticore, and, okay, also 2 Manticores here. Basically, all focusing down critical targets, making sure those Ushabti with Great Bow don't fire, and that the Bone Giant doesn't fire either, while the Harpies in the background touch down, tear through the enemy artillery pieces, chase down runners, and kill off any enemy range units that they can find. And I guess isolated melee units as well. There is an enemy unit of Sepulchral Stalkers. Nope, that's a Necropolis Knight unit here, which we charge with our Centaurs with great weapons, working together with those Warhounds quite well, I'd say. Almost makes me want to put some Centaurs in the Khorne army, but the thing is, I fear that there just won't be room enough. Because we need Khorngors, Chosen Khorngors, Bulgors, Fleshhounds, most definitely. Can't have a Khorne army without dogs. And at least a Slaughter Brood or 2. Maybe some Gore Beasts. There's a lot of Khorne stuff to play around with. So yeah. I might even use the mod that increases the number of units available, because 2 Fleshhound units doesn't feel like it'll be enough. I'll think about it. Because if we want like 4 Fleshhounds, we'll need to have room for Gore Beasts and Slaughter Brutes in theory. Maybe even a Bloodthirster. Although, funnily enough, demonic units are fairly rare among the beast herds. War herds. But anyway, I digress. The battle continues. Bounce power remains very much in the enemy's favor, as we are outnumbered, and a lot of our mainline units have either taken severe damage or routed and rallied repeatedly to this point. Destroyers of Drakvald are unbreakable, which means, well, they might get destroyed if we're not careful. And actually, speaking of, Magok the Bloodhorn, in true Khornate fashion, has been leading the charge and thus has been taking the most damage. On the bright side, the enemy lord is defeated. One more hit from, there we go, the Gore Bull sends him and many a gore flying, and I do believe all the other lords have been destroyed as well. Thanks to the judicious application of Fang and Claw and Scorpion Tail out of the Manticores. Good job to them. In the meantime, we continue harassing the enemy back line. Any skeleton archer or Ushabti unit remains as the critical targets for all of our flyers, such that they cannot continue to fire. The bounce power is still in the enemy's favor, but creeping up towards half now. And, interesting. Pyro Titan is not moving anymore. It attacked something and then it got stuck, I guess? Weird. It might also be that there are too many units on the screen. It does happen sometimes that when there are range units will just completely stop firing, and some melee units will just sit still. There are some limitations to the game engine for gigantic battles like this. Fortunately for us, we don't have any range units that will get hit by that bug, so I guess we don't really care that much about it. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that is very much not good. Ooh. Magog, he is lucky that he... No, actually, he's not. I see, because he's leading our Khorne army, I figured, well, he should have some spell resistance by his very nature. But anyway, it looks like the Shem's Burning Gaze has forced him to rout. Anyway. The battle very much in our favor now. Actually, well, maybe 55%. Maybe not. Maybe very much was that's too strong of a word, but nonetheless. Our Defiled Crows have actually been irritating this one poor unit of Necropolis Knights this entire time. And while their damage isn't anything crazy, their melee defense is basically non-existent, they do have bleed on them, and they've been just chasing after this unit non-stop, preventing it from doing anything. And that's quite useful in and of itself. Out here we got a unit of Tomb Guard with halberds. Got to be careful, as I'm sure they are more than capable of bringing down a few of those Centaurs with all that anti-large of theirs. But we do got the Centaurs working together with the Warhounds and such. I mean, I always forget how deceptively gigantic the Warhounds of various kinds are. And these are the regular Warhounds, not even the Hounds of Pestilence, which are bigger. Probably not as big as the Hounds of Decay. Or Chaos. Slash Norska? I don't remember if Norska gets Pestilence or Decay. It doesn't matter. I was confused the two anyway, and I will never stop confusing the two. Anyway, to make sure that the distracted Hyro Titan continues to be distracted, we summon another flock of Defiled Crows, and they're just going to sit here and annoy it. The Defiled Crows are also an unbreakable summon, so they're just going to sit here until every single one of them is destroyed, and if the AI wants to waste its precious, rare, limited Spirit Leeches upon them, well, that's the AI's prerogative. In the meantime, our units are so severely damaged, it is taking a while to take out the last remaining units. We can see all of our Manticores are down to, well, actually varying levels of HP, but all probably 50% and lower. This one's down to like 20%. And they're in, yeah, I think several of our units of Ungors or Gors from the front line have fled the battle at this point. Actually, several of our Razor Gore herds and Warhounds have attempted to do the same, but fortunately they have rallied before running off the battlefield. And now we'll make sure that any runners get chased down and killed off as well. Or at least any runners that we can catch. Either way, the bounce power continues creeping in our favor. The last remaining Tomb King units begin to disintegrate as the army losses begin to tell. No lords remain on the battlefield, and we still have far too many units to deal with, for them rather, to deal with. Still have to kill the Hyro Titan and the Tomb Scorpion, of course, but now our damaged Manticore and Manticores and just flyers in general will come down. And I'll tear that Scorpion apart. Ooh. This is sort of part 2 of the same battle as well, and so yeah, we basically fought, what, 7 stacks in over these 2 battles? But it's certainly working for us, as with this victory, the Black Pyramid will become a HERDSTONE for Malagor. The last of the enemy units melt away with the exception of the ultra-tanky Hyro Titan, and we're not going to bother engaging it in melee, just going to taunt it with the Centaurs and just keep chucking throwing axes at it until it dies. And we've got armor piercing on the throwing axes and anti-large on them as well, so this is a pretty solid use for these guys. There we go. Poor old Hyro Titan. And down to 14 speed. Hyro Titan, an incredibly slow unit in the first place, and then poisoned. I'm still surprised that constructs aren't immune to contact effects, to be perfectly honest. Although maybe there is some upgrade or perhaps a ability from the Necrotect that makes them immune to contact effects. I just feel like this big boy shouldn't be capable of being poisoned or really slowed down any further. Yeah, you know how there's like there's a trait that's like, I don't know the name of the trait. Overwhelming assault, maybe? The thing, this unit's attack cannot be lowered by any means. Basically, I feel like certain units like the Higher Titan maybe should have like a thing that's this unit's speed cannot be lowered by any means, because it's already so hilariously slow. But it certainly shouldn't be taking a single step. Come on. There you go, buddy. That's one. And with every step, a few hundred more throwing axes hit it until the driving soul leaves the mech's body, and with that, the battle is ours. A Pyrrhic victory to be sure, as we took severe damage on pretty much everybody, especially our single entity flyers, but at the end of the day, so dang worth it. Ooh, alright, definitely a close call, though I am a little bit annoyed that Volkmar came in, because once again he's unbreakable and thus he'll be wounded, not to give his defeat trait to Gog the Bloodhorn, but, well, what can you do? At the end of the day, that's the Black Pyramid's main settlement, well taken out. Their garrison is gone, we get a free Sword of Strife out of it, which, I guess we'll give to Malagor. He's not that fighty, but we have been using him to fight. Plus, we have to keep him in melee to have the endless flock of doom doing its thing. So yeah. Anyway, Malagor 642 kills and 140,000 damage. Obviously solid, but nowhere near the same kind as we had against the giant pile of trash. Lots better units this time around. Our Harpies did well. One of them getting 300 kills and 26,000 damage. Solid work out of the pile of range units against the pile of range units, and as we can see, outdoing a lot of the ground units. In fact, pretty much all the ground units. All the Harpies did better. Good for them. Again, they were attacking more fragile targets or isolated melee targets, but nonetheless, still good work. Good work out of the Flyers as well, but we really desperately need regen on those Manticores. Anyway, we will, much as I'd love to loot and raise it, raise the HERDSTONE here as a matter of principle. There we go. And, while succeeds and we killed in battle, challenge completed. Which challenge would that be? Great Mortis Delta secured. Good. Harbinger of Disaster challenge complete. Huh, was there multiple challenges completed? What do we have here? Ah, Primal Fury upgraded. Versus wins of magic power 0+2 per turn. Yes, I don't even care about what the other thing is. We need the magic. How many more sieges do we need? Huh? Win 5 siege battles, current amount to... Oh, it doesn't count if they sally out. We have to attack... Damn, alright, so I guess we'll have to do that then. Well, screw you too, game. That's tremendously rude. Tremendously rude. What do we haven't... Oh, we don't have Korngor capacity as yet. Also, do we have a special HERDSTONE here? Doesn't look like it. Unfortunately not. Oh, we can build giants out of this? Wait, just out of curiosity. We already have the capacity and we can't increase the capacity because we don't have the building to increase the capacity, which is a bit of a shame, but again, what can you do? Nothing, that's what. What do we want to do about this all? Alright, so I guess we will still mosey on in, kill both of the remnants here. You can lead this. Actually, no, the auto-resolve does like the... Okay, would you... Thank you. Alright, do this. I'm gonna hope that we can auto... Didn't you die? How are you able to back off? As in, your army was defeated is what I was getting at. Anyway, you go here. I wanted to potentially recruit a bit. What about you? Yeah, there we go, that's better. And auto-resolve will not kill anything off. Good. Alright, for a second I thought it did, and I was annoyed, but anyway, we're fine. Grab the money this time. Like so, a Scourge of Mankind, Scroll of Blast, and we're gonna... Ooh, wait, this will it be able to take it all the way up to tier 3 to get the chosen Korngors, and we'll leave the other one... Well, I mean, in theory, we want Beastly Pandemonium because Slaanesh has the better garrison, and we don't want the place to, you know, fall. I guess. So I guess we'll do Slaanesh again. Bit annoying, but it is what it is. I mean, we have other Herdstones coming, and 3 Bestigors and 2 Bulgors is just too good of a garrison to not do. You guys, okay, so you're already in range of Black Tower of Arcan? I mean, that's good. I wasn't expecting to directly attack it, but we probably should. Probably just manually fight this real quick. Are you able to reinforce? You won't be able to raid like this, but that's probably fine. Also, what do we have? Oh, right. I'm wondering if we should book it back here to defend the Springs of Eternal Life. I guess the question is, how much do we really care about the settlement? I mean, I also probably want to get Krokgar's defeat trait, as well as a Thoric's defeat trait, so that's probably a good place to be. The thing is, we can only recruit Korngor's and Malagor's army right now. We can't afford to do that here yet. We will eventually be able to, but now not. So, not sure. Anyway, for now though, let's go for Doom of Mankind and... yeah, I guess Bestial Surge as well. Oh, you know what, actually... Block of Doom. We could do spam it a bit, and let's just get Bestial Surge. There we go. And then the Gorbel. We have training maxed out now. We should at least grab Deadly Blade. And then what about you, Magok? You did take a fair bit of damage that fight. Let's go for Herd Lord. Word save, melee defense for you, and melee defense for your Bulgors. Lovely. And we have no new regiments of renown. We can build some stuff at the Great Mortis Delta. Oh, you know what we can also do? Black Pyramid of Nagash, Black HERDSTONE of Malagor. Oh, Malago. Okay. Fine. Malagor's Black HERDSTONE. There we go. Good enough. 1 character short. Also, you know what? Let's reward some of the units with some names here. First unit of Razor Gores. You will be Skull Pigs, like so, and let's do all the Harpies. Sisters of Slay. Girls of Prey. Hate Mongers. And lastly, Hex Girls. Alright, there we go. Alright, that's good enough for now. I guess we just straight up just directly attack the Black Tower of Arcan. I wanted to go back and recruit a little bit, but it is what it is. Let's just do it. Since we have the extra movement, I feel like we shouldn't waste it. Alright, we'll go in a second. I'm just going to manually fight this one real quick. And you can reinforce. I guess you can go into raiding stance. Alright, I'm going to assume that this guy cannot reach us, and even if he could, he's not strong enough to do anything better. Alright, let's manually fight this real quick. What is this? Just a buff, okay. I was wondering if that was the thing that lets the Imperials summon two units. I believe it was 2 Pistoliers. Yeah, 2 Outriders would be way too strong. It's an SFO ability that's part of the garrison buildings. Alright, start deployment real quick. We probably won't need our second army, although we still don't have that shaman building. Okay, we really need to build that. Gotta get the money. Anyway, you two are gonna go for the gate, and I mean, I guess one of you healthier units can go through the gate. Malagor, you're going to float overhead and annoy the enemy, and we'll move the flyers, etc. in afterwards, I think. Alright, start battle, Malagor, go, go, go. Try not to get gunned down by the enemy. You can activate your... block at him. Oh, we do have Shatterstone. I did not realize that. Alright, well, isn't that lovely? Shatterstone. Shatterstone? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't let them move away. There we go. Alright, I guess we don't need to go through the gate then. Malagor, you go. All of you guys go. We gotta wait for the... Okay, my bad, dude. I got so excited by the Shatterstone, I forgot about the handgunners. You want to go touch down upon them? Well, let's get the flyers moving in, except for the rampaging units. Can't do too much about that as yet. And of course, they immediately get off the wall, but that's just fine. We got the... What the heck are you doing, Giant? I told you to go around. Go around. Alright, Malagor, you want to pop off a big ol' armor-piercing, night-killing spell, like so? Alright, Giant is moving on in. Come on, bounce back and... Okay, I wasn't quite right, but it's all good. Alright, let's also summon some crows like so. And while we wait for the rest of our units to arrive. And hey, the rampage is done. Everybody just move on in. It's a silly battle, but the enemy has no chance of winning. Where is... Okay, you go out here, and Harpies, go out, kill everything here. Actually, Defiled Crows, go and destroy this. Anybody else up on the walls? You are, but that doesn't do much for us. Yeah, nobody else to deal with. Oh, actually, you know what? Defiled Crows, go after that one unit of Pistoliers. Why not? Harpies, I wish you hadn't changed your position, but you're fine. Alright, Flock of Doom, right in the blob. And you guys go after those Empire Knights. Alright, now you. Kill, kill, and kill. Hey, touchdown. Use the power of murder. Hey, stop letting those handgunners fire. Actually attack them. Oh, are they gonna do that thing where they go up on the walls to avoid us? Nah, too late. Too late either way. Wouldn't have been too bad if they had, though. You guys, well, actually, you know what? Stay back there. I'm too lazy to command you right now. The battle's almost over anyway. Frankly, I'm surprised that the enemy has not yet shattered, but it's probably won't be long. Malagor. Anybody want to cast stuff into this? And like so, Giant, make your way forward. You guys kill those handgunners. You guys mosey on. And Empire Captain, alright, you, go kill the Empire Captain. And you too. Malagor, activate your Flock of Doom. Alright, how are we doing out here? Oh, single isolated unit of swordsmen. I think the Harpies can handle that. Like we can watch them kill them real quick. Well, watch may be a strong word in the sense that they're all... It's kind of hard to see them in the midst of all that. But I'm curious how fast they're... Yeah, they're basically down for already. And, okay, you guys are out. You guys go help against those Pistoliers. Alright, everybody here is done for. You guys go kill that unit of spears. And hey, no, all of you rush that handgunner unit. Who's firing at us? Another unit of handgunners? What is this rudeness? I'm actually genuinely shocked that they haven't yet routed. Alright, you and you. You're reasonably healthy. Go fly over and kill those handgunners as well. Have you guys do it too. Have Malagor do it. Well, Malagor's busy. Never mind. Don't have Malagor. Oh, although you can summon another unit of Defiled Crows. Alright. Go. Oh, nice little volley. But there won't be a second. Unless... Oh, yeah, of course. See, all the Harpies are going back. One of them got stuck. Alright, there we are. Easy little siege, like I said, didn't warrant a cinematic fight because we didn't take it seriously. And a lot of it was in max speed. Alright, 24 losses, nothing critical. Most kills on the Harpies, unsurprisingly, and the Scourge of Arden has been doing a good job as well. Plus, Malagor still manages to rack up 474 kills. Alright, and this one should count for our sieging. Win 5 siege battles. Get regeneration from ant cores. A Luton raise, I guess, although we are somewhat damaged. We could raise. Ritual of Ruin available at the Black Pyramid. Korok's Manripper's up and running. And can you go into raiding to get the additional... You could also go into Hidden Encampment and recruit some stuff. No Corn Gores as of yet, but we're getting there. Don't want to waste time with the Cockatrice right now. Actually, there isn't really much that we should recruit yet. So I think we'll just raid for the points. Alright, you go here. You go right there. And how many things will we need to cast down before we pop off that ritual? So, El Kelebad and Sudenberg. Admittedly, this HERDSTONE's a little bit too close to the Springs of Eternal Life, but it was a principle of the thing, HERDSTONE, so we're keeping it. Are we able to trade HERDSTONEs, I wonder? I guess we'll see later. Anyway, for now, Doom of Mankind, definitely get cheaper spells. You can have Doom Seeker, Foe Seeker, and you, Magok. At least you'll have leveled up a little bit before we head you out and split you off into your own army. Oh, Onslaught, weapon strength when attacking, that ain't bad. Evasion for you, definitely many-limbed fiend, because you're going to be a very attacky Bray Shaman, because you're going to be in that army, though I would like to see two things. First of all, don't really like those traits. Traits for the Bray Shaman seem kind of meh, to be honest, just generally speaking, but oh well. What else did I want to check? Alright, we need to pop the next rituals before we can pop off some of the... use some of the dread to get a couple of those corn gores going. But that's fine. What about buildings? We need to... Oh, wait, are we able to increase the number of cockatrices now, or no? No. To do this, we need... Not satisfied the dread or ruination level requirements to increase this unit's ruin capacity, blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's all the way out here. Okay, it's gonna be a while. So while we can build one, we should build it when we want to take 2 turns to build something else. I'm not entirely sure what that would be as yet. Probably more when we split the armies off. Alright, well for now. And just sit near each other and I guess end the turn. Yes, Land of the Dead, we're not building anything because I expect, again, Khemri will come around this way. Building upgrade available? No. End turn. Garby, Defensive Alliance? Yes. Counter offer? More money for Defensive Alliance. Beautiful. Not only does that give us vision, but now we can start racking up those allegiance points. We should also build Scarby's outpost as soon as possible. I'm excited for the Corn Army. Means they should be getting units up reasonably quick. Alrighty, and I see an army down here is that it's King Senataman, which I believe was defeated earlier, is going for the Springs of Eternal Life. Let him have it, I don't care. We are going to build our outpost with you, sir. I guess a Death Gorge. And it'll already give us access to Blood Beasts and Flesh Hounds, both of which would work nicely. There's the potential for spawn of corn as well, but we can get spawn that we can buff, so I don't know about that. Ally missions, Bernard van Sighofen, whatever. Let's do that, alright. And then... we can reach this. Alright, fine, fair enough. Do we have defenses at the Alcalabad? We do! It's a minor settlement with a garrison, eh? Alright, well it is what it is. We're moving on in then. Alright, circle. And go here. And I guess we'll fight this one last fight cinematically as well. Gonna enjoy killing every one of you. I'm just wondering where next we should raise the HERDSTONE. And hey, the Bretonnians are still kicking. Well, that's good. We can, we'll see. Anyway, I wonder if Arcan is still around, too. He is. Do we care about killing him? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Let's fight this real quick. Now, it's decisive victory casualties low, though. We are damaged, admittedly, but low okay, let's see what this does. That's not so bad. Oh! Why did it hurt Magog? Poor Magog. Leave him alone. What is this? We will raise in advance. Like so. And I completed the thing too. Nice. Go into raiding. Go into their territory. 3,000, good. And then, oh, you can't. Oh, okay, you can go into hidden encampment then. We could upgrade your horde. We probably should. Oh, actually, it's more critical that we get the heads on spikes. Need more dread income, as much dread income as possible, in fact. You can keep buffing up the fury of the herd as well. Alright, looking good. Sudenburg is next, and then after that, we can pop off another one of these rituals. Probably won't be able to reach the next level of ruination, but it is what it is. Alright, skip, and end turn. We should probably leave the Pools of Despair up and running for a while, and non-aggression with Clan Scryer. Yeah, sure, why not? We should probably leave them up and running so that we get Volkmar to come back so we can get his defeat trade. Pretty important in my opinion. And Exiles of Corn, what do we have here? Ready for duty, Slaw the World Eater, okay. And the Sudenburg, you have some defenses, you don't have the garrison structures, so we are free to just mosey on in once more. You go here, you go into raiding stance. Actually, you could probably go into regular stance. Oh, -12, oh you gotta be kidding me, are you at -12 too? No, just get the heck out of there. Get out of the super negative place. And I take it this place is also, yeah. I mean, compared to the battles we fought against the Tomb Kings, unsurprisingly, Loot and Raise. Oh, should I have... actually, you're not so bad. The Harpies are hurt, admittedly, but not so bad. Raid for... oh. I was about to say raid for the Winds of Magic, but we're actually finally good with Winds of Magic, so we're okay. You can still raid, though. Like so. And there is the Plane of Tuskers. Let's pop off the ritual. Hey, it actually does take us to the next tier and increases our army capacity as well. Isn't that lovely? We can also upgrade these if we wanted to. In fact, we could upgrade both or save for the one to get our first chosen Khorne Gore, which, considering we're going for the Khorne army first, may be a good option. I'm going to say yes. Go for the Viscera-bound captives. And there's probably useful stuff in here. Oh, yeah, we'll probably want to grab this breeding pen rather quickly because income and post-battle loot income, both of which will be quite nice for us. If all those little armies snowball, we could probably also at least temporarily get Korok's Man-Rippers. They're not going to stay in this army because I think they're not needed. We'll give them to sort of probably one of the generic undivided Beastmen Lords, which frankly we could actually... one of these guys leading. I'll think about it. There's some good stuff. Weapon strength and charge bonus when attacking. Glorious charge for the entire army as well. And a Tzeentch host will probably... ooh, horrible oracles. 20% speed increase for the entire army. That'll be nice for Tzeentch. Enemy ward save reduction for all enemy armies in region. That's also quite nice. Chaos Channeler. Totem of Rust, area armor reduction, infinite duration, not so bad either. Especially if we can find some kind of armor sundering unit. Alright, admittedly, the shamans do have some really solid traits. The great shamans, the regular shamans I've been kind of meh about. Anyway, not hopefully too big of a deal. Malagor, you will not be building anything then, we'll just keep building this up. Ooh, you know what? I know it costs all of our money, but I think maybe we'll get this too, because it changes the Gore Herd to Bestigor Herd, and that's immediately a strong garrison. I really don't want to lose the place after we've invested in it. This place we may not care about, but this is Malagor's Black HERDSTONE. We can't be losing that, right? We should also... well, that's a question. Do we get the new HERDSTONE here and raise stuff, or do we go up here? We are closer to this place. I'll think about it. For now, we gotta end the turn anyway. That hasn't really changed. Oh, we gotta talk to Scarby again immediately, see if he's willing to give us a mission to kill off anybody else. Certainly a possibility, and no, I guess that little army went southward, eh? Fair enough. Maybe we should also get the Dread upgrade that increases the level of the HERDSTONEs as soon as we raise them. It doesn't give them the buildings, though, which is kind of a... Dread gain 75 per turn is nice. Horde growth and 150% rating. That will allow us to build up our second army. I think now is probably then a good time to do this. Fine. We'll do Endless Herd. Now this will just build up our second army so that we can split them off, because I've been wanting to do that. I guess the only question is, where do we raid? Pools of Despair... Plane of Tuskers? I mean, 762 isn't horrible, I hope. Well, let's see what this says. Come on, big money. 4,000 at least? Yeah, not so bad. Alright, and then you can... I guess you can move in and raid as well. Okay, you're kind of damaged and... well, you'll heal up while raiding. Alright. That'll help you two out for a little bit while we get the extra growth in this army and hopefully allow it to go up to both tier 2 and 3. In fact, I'm almost tempted to say... okay, well, let's wait for this turn and then we'll see about that later. Alrighty. Huh, we could probably get... Oh, I was about to say we could probably get a lot out of raiding Talaqua, but it doesn't look like it. Ooh, air superiority against Tic-Tac-Toe. That does interest me, though. Alright, we'll see. Anyway, end the turn. Alright, we also do have the Icons of Vilification. Once we have a few moments to spare, we should probably build that Cockatrice and whatever other thing or things we want to build. And, oh right, Settra's back. Yeah, alright. This place we weren't caring about, so we can let it go. Oh, he took it back, isn't that cute? Wait, so does that mean we get a free HERDSTONE out of that? Like we can raise 2 now? Because I didn't even really care about this place. So would that mean... Yeah, we got 2 of the HERDSTONE shards. That actually worked out quite well for us. I like it. Settra actually unknowingly helped us, because now when we split these guys off, they can both raise their own HERDSTONEs. Just gotta do that, and we still have the raiding. Maybe we threaten Antok instead of... Well, I guess we could... Huh. We could raid next turn. We take out the Plane of Tuskers, and then move to Antok and burn it down, although... I guess we could... If we raise a HERDSTONE here, it does include Talaqua, but it's probably better to do it at Talaqua instead, once we go down there, but that's not right now. Raid another turn, get that Shroud of Discord here. Oh, Settra's in range of Malagor's Black... Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. You won't be able to reach it, will you? Actually, maybe you will. You know what? I'd rather save the place. It's a little bit annoying because I wanted to keep raiding, but go right here. And then you...
I refuse.
I guess just sit here and raid for a little bit. Settra, how can he move so far? Good lord. It looks like he can move further on foot than we can with our special plus 100% movement. That's crazy. Well... Either way, go to the Plane of Tuskers. You will raid for another turn or 2 while we have this. I'd love to continue building up your stuff. Oh, you know what? If this guy can move just as far as Settra, I'm a little bit worried about Settra being able to go into March stance and attacking us. Back away from both of them then. Go this way. And then we'll see. Alright, skip and then end the turn. We'll see what Settra does. Either way, that should allow us to build the... Well, I was about to say build up the corn thing, but maybe we build the Slaanesh first just for the garrison. So that we can leave Malagor's Black HERDSTONE to defend itself. Again, so that since we've invested in it, I don't want to lose it now. Whereas otherwise, I might not give a damn. And what are we looking at here? Settra did not, in fact, back off. Okay, well, good for him, or maybe not so good for him. Now, this is the problem. If we leave the Black HERDSTONE... I wonder if we can maybe try a hidden camp and ambush. If he thinks we're not here, maybe he'll go for it, although Prince Ramak may screw us over. You can stay here and keep raiding then. Malagor. You could upgrade this, which will give us access to Warg Wars, but if you're near the place, maybe we just do the Shroud of Discord. Chosen Corn Gores, our first one. I'm just kind of mad about the garrison, but it is what it is. We're raiding anyway with our second army. That's another reason why it's good to have... Ooh, wait, actually, speaking of armies. Oh, we have to... Wait, we have to pay for this guy again? Or did the other guy disappear? Huh. Maybe the other guy disappeared. No, that was this guy. Why do we have to... I guess it changed. I figured that before, once you pay for a lord, you didn't have to pay for him again, but that may not be the case here. Well, an Undivided was the second winning army, so maybe we just do Ravenous Scavenger, give him a couple of Harpies, give him a couple dogs, and then put a bunch of random stuff in there. Slaw the World Eater. I'm just wondering whether... You know what? I want to see about other traits. There are better ones. We can give Korok's Man-Rippers to him as well, but anyway. I think since we're going to try the ambush, I think this is probably a good place to call it. Settra may or may not attack us. Either way, we have done a lot this episode and fought a lot of enemies, taking the Malagor's Black HERDSTONE. Next time, we take out a few more of Settra's units/territories and spend some of that dread, maybe even confederate. So don't forget to vote for the chosen Confederated Lord, as well as probably unlock a few more Corn Gores, and wow, 400 per, it's a lot, admittedly. And then, well, put them in that Corn Army, as well as whatever other things we want to do. Yeah, more armies to come, more stuff to come, more Beastmen to come. Stay tuned, don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.